So before I start, I want to ask you guys about how many people get familiar with the Python coding. Have you ever used Python coding before? Okay, let's say all of them. Yeah, a little bit, it's good, but I couldn't.
No, I have never.
Okay, one person, we have a one person. What about the two person, I guess? There's a hand. Three.
I never used Python before.
Okay. Great.
Do everything in C# instead.
Yeah, I mean, the C# is much harder, man. So as long as you understand the C# or like Java or whatever, then I think the Python, the reason I picked the Python is one of the easiest language in the world, I guess. If the people make the language much more easier than Python, I think I'm not considered this is programming, because Python is actually meet the minimum programming, like a syntax or things. So yeah, I think you can start to learn Python, which is fun, man. Okay, how can I minimize this? Okay. Yeah. So you guys can see my screen and lovely cat here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. What is the programming basically? The programming is to make some logic. We need to create some instruction that computer understand, right? So basically, I can do like, let's say, print 3 multiply 3, right? So I can do this like this. It's 9, right? It makes sense. But no one actually used the computer programming with the constant value, right? The beauty of the computer programming is the variable. We need to understand the variable. We need to take advantage of the variable, because without the variable, the computer is become dumb, actually. So now we are going to learn how we assign the variable here. So in the Python, actually, I'm not trying to compare this code with other coding things, because it might cause more confusion. So we need to create whatever name, yeah, and then equal sign, and then some data, right? So if I press Shift Enter, and then each block execute, and then print the result down there here, yeah. What if I give like NJ as an input, Shift Enter, and then you print NJ, right? How easy, right? And then maybe I can copy this one to here. Let's say 9. Can you predict what is the result? 9, because my variable, just think about my variable is a box, yeah, a box. And then we can put NJ character inside of the box, yeah. And then I also assign, this equal sign is really important, and then assign 9. The 9 is basically overwrite the variable and then print it. So this is the let's say all about the variable, okay? It's not that hard, right? So after this workshop, I highly encourage you guys to just typing, yeah, maybe 2 or 3 times. This is actually what I did in order to learn the programming language. So, and then we can execute the second block here, Shift Enter. So my string, you can change the name whatever you want as for the variable. So the first one is the hello world. The second is the integer. We can call it integer. This is the number, right? And then this is a float number. It's 1.27. It's a float number. And then this is the Boolean value, true or false. Even if the Python doesn't support like a typed, it's not like a strong typed language. It's like a typeless language, actually. However, we need to understand the type in order to visualizing or in order to make some algorithm using Python stuff. So the reason I create this one is because there's 4 distinctive types in Python: string, integer and float number, and then Boolean value. So if you press it, shift enter, we can see this kind of result, right? How simple, huh? And also, there's something like, for example, I'm keep doing like print and then parentheses open and parentheses close. What does it mean by that? Yeah. So for example, I have my float. Is it possible to do this? No. If the parenthesis is there, we can consider this is a function. Yeah, function somebody already created. Yeah. So in this case, I don't know, some people who are developing Python, they create some print function for us, which is really good, right? We don't need to worry about it, right? And then we just put the print and my bool, for example. Then we can print my Boolean value that we already assigned the previous block, correct? And also we have a type here, right? Type. So as I said, we have 4 different types, yeah? So we can, on the fly, we can check the type, and then based on the type, we can do different things, right? So for example, so I have I'm trying to check the types of a variable, and then, oh, I realize that this is number, yeah? It's meaning that we can visualize it as a bar chart or pie chart, or we can actually visualizing something on the map if they have some number like latitude, longitude, for example. Right? But however, we have a Boolean value, right? So how can you visualize the Boolean value, right? So we need to change our strategy a little bit, right? So I think in order to use the type, we can ask Python, print the types of the variable. Yeah. And yeah, this is as I said, we have like an integer and float. This is what we call a number. So we're gonna focusing on the number first here. So as I said, we have the number equal 3, right? And then we override number 2. So that's why we got the number 2 as a result. Yeah? And we have the other variable like num A, which has 3, num B is a 2.0, right? And then we can basically plus them. Right? And then, can you tell me what happened behind the scene? I know you guys, some of you guys are already familiar with the Python, right? I'm gonna give you guys have a chance to dedicate my workshop. No one? Okay, great. That's fine. Yeah, that's why we are here, right? To learn something. So this is actually, in other programming language, it doesn't work. It becomes break because the type is different. Yeah. But I'm not want to focus and describe this too much because it actually become more blocker to beginners. So what I'm saying is this is the integer, this is the float number, and then we plus them, and then the result is become in the float number. Yeah. Maybe at the end of as time goes by, we can face this example later. So what I mean by that is in this block is if the float number is a high precision than the integer number, right? So actually it has a really long story to describe it because it has something to do with the memory assigned behind the scene. But we can just think about, okay, yeah, you can think about if the execute some mathematic things between integer number and the float number, it becomes a float number. Yeah. So this is something we need to learn. So here, so we have a little bit different types of equation, right? So let's say, let me execute it. Yeah. Oh, we got 4, right? So let's track line by line, right? So my num has number 1, right? And then this sign is actually equivalent like this. My num, my num, sorry. Num I'm sorry. What's wrong with me? Yeah, this is the equivalent expression. So we basically increase the given number on top of this the variable on the left side. So we can keep continuously to increase the number. So for example, to think about it, we have a population data in LA, for example, and we can look through all the population data and then filter out, let's say, the people who are in high school or who is the woman or whatever. We can actually append some condition. So in this case, we can count the data while the processing. So I mean, yeah, this is the sort of example that you can see. So just mess with the code, just play with the code, and then as much as you can, you need to break the code and then fix the code. This is actually a really good learning process. Yeah. And then this is nothing special. This is the elementary school of mathematics. So, you know, the inside of this package is that one actually first, right? And then it actually, Joyce, could you please mute your mic? Yeah, good. So, I mean, one thing I wanted to tell you in this blog is the parenthesis inside of the equation is execute first. Yeah, this is just a simple math things. And then comment. Yeah, so while you create the programming, actually, you know, even for me, my job is create the code, maybe more than 10 hours a day because I'm sort of a workaholic. But even for me, after several days, I forgot what I did, right? So in this case, we need to leave some message in the code. So in the Python, there's a two way of doing this. One way we have this palette sign, yeah. The other way around is we have this like a three sort of a quotation mark, yeah, like a ... next enter, yeah. So this code is not actually execute. This is for human, I guess, yeah. So this is how we appended the command here. So far, do you guys have any question? Maybe I'm too slow or I'm too fast.